toe. Hot topic, dropping knowledge straight from Chicago. And it's our point of view, so tell me what you gon' do. Drop a line, don't be lying, trying to get with the crew. Cause we be talking them facts, exposing them fiction. Man, it's so real that we be causing some friction. Probably something you missing, ain't no need to be dissing. Just relax here and listen, because we spittin' and sippin'. The Stezo Radio Show, 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 the Stezo Radio
Show. Alright, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Stezo Radio. This is going to be a good one. I'm calling it now. This is going to be a good one. I already know it's going to be a good one. This topic came from the Stezo Radio group. It's a clip going around. And the title of the clip says, "Ladies, if sex is going to be a chore for you, why do you constantly push monogamy on men?" And now for this one, I got the homie J Will, Lee Vizzle, the homegirl, that chick, and for the first time, Miss Angie. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to play this clip so y'all can hear it, so y'all can see why it's causing so much commotion.
A lot of women do complain, "Oh, my husband's always on me. Why is he always on me?" Mm-hmm. If sex is going to be a chore for you that you don't really want to do, why do women constantly push monogamy on men? If you know that you don't want to have to deal with him all the time just wanting you, why do you push monogamy on men?
Well, who's to say I pushed anything on anybody? Like,
well, we know that you pushed monogamy on me.
I pushed monogamy. I forced you to get married to me?
Time out. You said to me you never pressured me to get married. In 2007, we were living together, right? You said you no longer wanted to live up with me and shack up with me because you wanted to be my wife, not my girlfriend.
Right, because I wanted to know where
that don't sound like pressure to you?
It sounds like me voicing where I see my life going. It sounds like me saying, this is what I would like. You can decide to meet me there. If not, we can reevaluate what exactly we're doing.
Okay. Additionally,
would I call it pressure per se? Not necessarily pressure.
A lot of women do complain.
Okay. So when that got posted, because you know a lot of us are in the group, when that got posted, it was kind of funny because the women, majority of the women was saying he didn't get pressured, he make his own mind up, and a lot of the guys was like, nah, that's pressure. So please let me know how you feel. First off, let's start at the beginning though. What's your feelings on what he was saying about women pushing monogamy if they don't want to have, I guess, a lot of sex, or they look at sex as a chore? I mean, does he have a point?
Women don't push monogamy. That's part of marriage.
What's that about sex?
Is marriage not? I'm sorry. Is monogamy not part of getting married? Let's get that part straight.
In a traditional sense, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So in that case, if a man is signing up for marriage, then he's signing up to be monogamous.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bro. See, I'm on y'all side, ladies.
I'm gonna say it's still pressure, and it's crazy how that works. But we know that going in. You know, women usually have a mindset that they want the relationship to be progressive, where y'all are dating, and then they want to move in, and then they want to get married, and all of these other things that, in a lot of cases, are merely for options. But you still are giving pressure, because you're gonna push it because you want to meet your own agenda. It's never, hey, when do you want to do it? It's, hey, it's usually giving it an ultimatum. Like even in her explanation, she said, well, I told her where I wanted things to go, and if not, then we have to do something else. It's not, hey, let's talk about when you want us to do this. You know, so it's pressure.
Ain't nobody put no guns to his head.
Right, it's pressure you signed up for, right?
Right.
No, it's not pressure you signed up for. It's pressure given to you. Because he hasn't made a decision. In the beginning, they usually are putting the pressure on. And it's not about putting a gun to anyone's head. It's about saying, hey, I want to meet my agenda. Instead of actually having a conversation and setting a date. Because when it comes to actual marriage, you want to set a date. But when it comes to you setting a date or how long you feel like you want to just be a girlfriend, it's usually on your own terms.
You said that like no man alive wants to get married.
I said it like most of them. You can go out and ask 100.
You got to deal.
And all you gotta do is go outside and ask 100 random married men. Did you want to get married, or did you get married because you knew it was going to make her happy? Did you want to get married, or did she pressure you? Did you want to get married, or did she say, hey, you better do something because Leroy got a new job and I'm leaving? It's always it's rare that you'll hear a man say, man, I met her and she was the love of my life, and I just knew at that point. That is some TV shit. Not saying it doesn't happen, but you see it more on Lifetime than you see it in life. That's all I'm saying.
So are you saying that in the instance the woman, because it almost sounds like just because a woman takes the time to express what she desires and what she's looking for, I think that should be put in the forefront. And but then if she puts that out there, now the man is starting to feel a level of pressure because now she has just expressed her desire. To me, if you're feeling pressure, then to me that's just a second guess on the relationship then. Because a conversation about what her needs are and what she desires shouldn't make you feel pressured to marry her, but more so just pressure to open up that conversation and your thought process and say, well, is this the woman that I truly want to be with in that way now that she's expressing? To me, that should make the concept of growth even more on your end than if you turn around and express and say, well, no, you know what, maybe we can wait 3 years. Then that's bringing in a dialogue. But if she doesn't initiate and be open about what she's looking for, then to me she's selling herself short. Because if you let a man string you along, most men will string you along as long as they can if they don't feel that you are really looking to gain that out of a situation. So I don't see how men can equate expressing yourself. Yeah, I don't get that.
And I hear you, and everything you said is true. What I'm saying is, it's all about the initial conversation you have. It's never about, hey, let's figure out what we both want. It's, I want to get married. What is this? What are we doing in this? Because I want to be married, and you're not talking about. It's never brought to the man, and like his input matters. It's always about, hey, my clock is ticking, and you need to meet this deadline. And that's the issue that I'm saying. That's the pressure that we're talking about. Yeah, is the guys out here that are going to string you along for as long as they can? Absolutely. But we can talk about the whole guy getting the cow for free in another conversation. The truth of this situation is, you have to look at both sides. You have to say, hey, when do you want to see progress, or if you want to see progress? That conversation doesn't happen. It's usually, this is my agenda, this is my schedule. Are you going to meet me on my schedule?
So can an agenda be looked at as pressure? Can an agenda be looked at pressure?
First question is, I was pressured. How about that?
Oh, okay. Your anecdotal situation is the one of the many that we're talking about. You had a guy that pressured you for whatever reason, and I don't know why it did, but how did that turn out? Proposing? Are you still married? Like what's whatever reason? Where sunshine? You know what I'm saying? Cause no one talks about that stuff. They'll talk about that. They'll never talk about the result. You was pressured. How is that now? Is he still on you like that? You know what I'm saying? Those are things you gotta think about. Because maybe if he had his own agenda. But usually, in the rest of America, it's usually the woman coming to the guy with her own schedule, her own time, what she expected, what she imagined when she was 7 years old, all that shit is what we're talking about.
So are ultimatums looked at as pressure?
What else is it?
Yeah, I was just asking because I'm thinking the same thing.
I mean, at the same time, a man won't shit to get off the pot unless, you know, a woman tell him to get out and tell him to. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. But let's talk about the pot. Let's talk about the pot in its existence. You know what I'm saying? And you would come on a pot, but look, we need to switch up a pot. We need a new pot. Let's pop the new pot. You You know what I'm saying? Don't just say, well, I expected to have a pot by March and it's January. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue that I'm having. And that's usually what happens. That's the pressure we're talking about. It's never a conversation for both sides to say, like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And then we get there. It's never that.
It is sometimes that. It's
in your one in the middle time it happened. Great. But now go ask your girls. I'm sure it didn't happen for them.
I know this. That's why I said never. These absolute words you're using is not just not true.
You're right. Absolutely. Usually it happens the way that I'm talking about. More than often it happens the way that I'm talking about.
Okay, so let's move past it happening. Why doesn't that change? Like it's like, okay, so you get to the point where now you're married and it's like, well, you know that you didn't want me having nobody and I didn't want nobody else. Alright? So you are my only source, alright? So if I come to the well, you can't tell me that it's dry if I see that it ain't. Or the well shouldn't be dry when it comes to me because this is what I signed up. You're my own, this is it. You know what I mean?
But how does that
It depends on the foundation of your marriage.
But now they're not married yet. That's what we're saying. Like I'm saying post marriage. You got married. Oh, post marriage. Okay.
Post marriage. You got married, and now, yes, you know that this was the only place I'm supposed to go to, and now it's just like, okay, well, you know, it's gonna be a horse and carrot type thing where you're gonna be chasing his ass all day long. You ain't gonna get, you know, it's gonna be, once every 2 weeks, payday type shit.
Christians aren't supposed to do that, so.
Christians are not supposed to do what?
Hey, I heard that some of the worst cheaters is Christians. So like,
you don't bring religion into it like that. What's happening in religion? It ain't got nothing to do with that.
Right, no, it actually does.
Do you want me to answer or not?
Yeah.
You want to just sit down? Okay.
No.
So, what I'm saying is Christians aren't supposed to do that. You aren't supposed to be open to sex with your partner when they desire. Period.
For real? I didn't know that.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's in the Bible.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure where that Christians are the biggest cheaters came from or what that had to do with what I was saying. But yeah, that's what I was saying.
So when these married Christians be denying their husband, they actually pissing off Jesus?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I never knew that.
So that could be your argument. Yeah, you better do what you gotta do. You don't want to make Jesus mad.
Right.
Gonna burn in hell.
Right.
But keep in mind that two Christians. There's two Christians, not Christians and a non-Christian.
I can't just get the Christian benefits?
Nope.
You can. If you marry into it, you marry into the benefit.
Yeah, she supposed to follow those Christian rules if she want to be a Christian, right?
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so the Christian rules will probably be meant for the Christian as well.
Well, hey, if you're already backslid, just gonna slide down on this pole.
Well, we find this to be a commonality in there. We hear about, I'm in a few married groups, I'm in a few husbands-only groups, and you see this all the time. You hear guys saying like they're not being satisfied at home. And some of them are quote-unquote Christians. So my thing is, if it's supposed to be the way, and you go before God and saying that you're going to agree to be the way, where's the disconnect? Because it's not like this thing is unknown. You don't know this until marriage. You know that your man has needs. You know that we're carnal by nature. How is this something new? And why are women not stepping up to make sure they take care of these things?
Good question. Because I hear it a lot too from married men.
Yes. I'm sure. I don't know the numbers, but I'm sure a majority of the ones that cheat because they're not being taken care of at home. And that is a big component. But so for some reason, that's always overlooked. It's always turned around. You don't know what she's dealing with. You don't know what she's going through. All those things can all be managed if they're discussed. But at the end of the day, after you get all the therapy and drugs you need, you still have to please your husband.
I always thought women just did that to like have a little power, like to have a little more control in the relationship.
The marriage part is the control part, because they feel like, well, you're not going on anywhere, because it's quote unquote cheaper to keep me. I can ration out the ass as I choose. You're seeing it just like you say this is a common thing. Everyone's dealing with this on some level. You see it so often.
How much ass do I want? How much ass you want?
Every guy has their requirement. Some guys require it once a week. Some guys require it once a day. Just depends.
Yeah.
So I'm a 3 to 4 time a week person. That's just how it goes. Everybody's different.
Angie Gavin just asked on the live. So is it just the women who always basically denied sex? What about the men that deny sex?
No, it's so lame because I know quite a few husbands, quite a few, who ain't touched their wives in quite a long time.
I'm sure there's some out there, but I'm sure he has his reasons, and I'm sure it's not because he doesn't want sex. I'm sure there's other reasons to it. Maybe she gets on his nerves so much he does not desire her. That could be the case too. We don't know, but it's just more common for women to be doing. And the source of the topic we're talking about, in his case, his woman not making sure she satisfied him, then it's become a problem to be married. Why is that ever a problem? You know what you sign up for. Just like we know we sign up to do for the rest of our life, you know you sign up to do with us for the rest of our life, and you know what that comes with. You know what that entails. Where's the disconnect? Don't know.
Because I think it's also that we're looking at it like it's something that a woman is doing intentionally. I think part of the problem is women are very emotional creatures, and sometimes separating that deep level of emotion from an intimacy connection is hard for women. So when you're reacting, so I think a lot of times your body is just responding to the emotions that you feel. So it's not that a woman, I don't think, is intentionally trying to reject. It's trying to work through that emotion on top of that, and that connection that I'm trying to keep with you, but I'm struggling because now I'm feeling some type of way towards you. So it's like men can have a whole argument and act like the argument never even existed, and they just sitting there looking at you all crazy, and you still sitting there in your feelings. Hey, you ain't over it yet? No, I don't move as fast as you. So men be like, okay, I'm ready, let's go. No, now I gotta get this feeling off of me. I think it's just a natural thing. I don't think women do it intentionally withhold sex from a man. I don't think that's what we want to do. It's trying to balance my anger, my frustration towards you, on top of still trying to love and be affectionate in that moment. That's really difficult to do. Maybe you guys have mastered that, but y'all, to me, have a disconnect anyway. So
I was gonna say it's a little different. We inherently don't give a shit. So it's like we have to learn to give a shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different. I'm caring. It's the first.
Yeah. A lot more put on the table when a woman. So she's pulling back. I don't think it's. I think men take it as, because y'all are so blunt, y'all take it as, oh, she don't want to give me none. And it's not that. It's deeper than that.
But just like, in that same vein, it's deeper than that with men too, because we got ego. So it's like not getting none at home. That fucks with us. So it's like you already don't feel like all of yourself, because now you're subservient to rations. Okay, if you're in one of those situations, you gotta wait till whenever it is she feel like it, or you gotta go through. She a romantic type. You gotta romance her every time. You can't just come bust through the door and bend over. So you gotta go through some kind of process. And some guys, it's a humiliating thing to go through, because they used to $40 holes or whatever it is that they do. Their whole operation is different. So when they actually settle down, they gotta go through a tough transition, and they need help, because they can't. It's hard. That's all.
And I want to add to that the chore of the man. Y'all tend to stop talking to us, stop communicating like you did in the beginning. The sweet nothings are out the door. know you just a stand-in roommate with a hoe.
It's hard. I mean, sometimes it's hard to.
That's your choice to make us feel like you want us there. Yeah, you appreciate us. If we feel appreciated, sky's the limit for y'all, ass. Sky's the limit. What?
Sometimes.
Hey, I'm opening the door. I'm already on my knees. What's up?
Not everybody is like that, and they definitely ain't like that on a regular basis. Maybe on birthdays, holidays, Jesus service, But it seems to be, like I said, it's just a common thing. Cesar just said the same thing. This is a common thing. We hear this all the time. I can see you screenshots of guys where this is a big deal. But why is it so common? Why is and just like you said, why do y'all want this level of monogamy, which is marriage, but then you don't want to take on the responsibilities that come with that? I'm not personally saying that you, that chick, or you, Miss Angie, are this person. So you know of people, you have been around the block, you know what's going on. Why is that a thing at all?
I think you should get somebody to marry somebody who matches your sex drive. All men ain't trying to get it a lot. All men ain't like that. All women ain't holding out all the time. I don't know what your statistics are. I don't care about the pretty shots, but you know what I'm saying.
You don't need to see them. They exist. We know the real is.
I'm just saying, but at the same time, I think that those same men who ain't getting it should look within, cause they not doing something.
That's kind of true.
I was.
I might have to agree.
I told you, my grandma said no woman is walking around with an attitude just because she felt like someone took her.
Absolutely.
I get that. But
Thank you, Grandma.
Yeah. May she rest in peace. Yeah, she speaks all that. Now, the thing is, it's all about becoming a bigger person. Because you can have that attitude, but then you need to do something to make sure you still take care of home. He needs to have whatever he is lacking or not doing or whatever, he needs to fix that so that he can take care of home. Either way, both sides need to do something. But the problem is, it seems like it's such a common thing to just take away sex. You can have an attitude. And I think the women just don't know how to compartmentalize. Let me take care of this man's needs, and I still can be upset with him later. But let me go ahead and do this now, because I know I don't want this to be a problem in our marriage. That's what I'm saying. That's why I keep coming back to, y'all, we do stupid shit. Granted, we gonna do dumb stuff. You're gonna get upset. But there's still a requirement. There's still a necessity that must be satisfied on a regular basis that you seem to. Now, when I say you, I'm generally saying just some women. You seem to still choose to not do. And then when the results come, because a man can only take that so much before someone else comes along that is willing, you're upset and you feel like, oh, he should have just did something.
Well, I'm gonna be.
And the same goes for men when women initially start having emotional affairs, because what are they missing? Something emotional at home.
Well, I'm gonna be fair on this one.
Turn into a physical affair.
I'm gonna be fair on this one because I'm listening to what y'all saying, and I got to be honest as a guy. I know a lot of guys, like, if they are lacking in something and then the woman tells them, they listen, but they don't listen. You know what I'm saying? We really don't listen like we should. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sitting here defending me and saying that we're not doing everything and they should be rewarded. I'm not saying that because we're stupid too. We don't listen. We don't remember shit. However, there are requirements in a marriage. Because we cannot listen and you can say, you don't listen to me and I'm going to be mad at you and I'm going to...
That could be her requirement. Motherfucker, listen. Motherfucker, give me this attention I need.
Right.
That's a requirement.
He can never listen. He can pierce his eardrums. But she still has a requirement in the marriage, is what I'm saying.
If you don't want someone else to do the job, you saying that like only women got requirements.
We're only talking about the problem. We're talking about the issue.
And we got to talk about the why. Why to the issue? We got to talk about why the issue is.
Why the issue is because you don't know how to compartmentalize having an attitude from having requirements and responsibilities in a marriage. That's the problem.
So you want when I took a part for the ride and not exactly. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a woman. You're saying that a woman has to stand up and maintain what her responsibilities are, but it's okay for the man to drop the ball throughout the situation and be the reason why, possibly be the reason why that keeps fumbling, but yet it's on her to make sure, regardless of how he acts, I still need to perform at my highest and at my best. Right.
What I'm saying is there are responsibilities in a relationship, and what you want to do is try to limit the possibility of them getting those requirements met somewhere else. That's all. The more you figure out how to, but the more you do, the more you make sure you don't have, he doesn't ever have to get there. That's the thing, because remember, you put the pressure on to have this. So because of that, you need to.
No, all that we keep saying, that was a marry. He asked to marry. He didn't ask to marry with a gun to his head. He asked to marry. Come on now.
Hold on.
What?
Please, come on. Hey, I was almost with y'all.
Yeah.
I got to go get the gun. The gun is there.
You can walk away from the relationship if you don't want.
Absolutely.
You did not ask for one if you wasn't going to fulfill the requirement.
Who asked for it? What are you talking about?
Y'all asked for it. What are you talking about? The women asked for it. That's what this is all about. Y'all put the pressure on for the relationship. If you know there's a possibility you might not live up to the expectations, don't ask for marriage. Okay,
You can push
that's the real deal.
I promise I do.
But
That's the issue.
I'm gonna be Stezo petty and say I do love how women act surprised when they get proposed to, even though they said, "Hey, you got till August." You know what I'm saying? That shit is funny.
I better have a ring on this finger by June, and then
Were you pressured?
on May 30th.
Were you pressured?
Oh, that shit. I'm not pressured into anything.
Exactly.
What did I do that? I'm one person of a million billion men. What's that?
My point.
What was the point? They all walked it over our head. What was your point?
That was it.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't pressured. But that doesn't matter in this case. What I'm saying is, we have to make sure that we know what we set it up. And how you do that is, you have to ask the right questions. That's really what it comes down to. Men need to say, hey, my sexual drive is here. Are you willing to say you're going to do everything to be here? And women have to say, I need to be talked to this much a day. Are you going to make sure you're communicative enough for me? Those are the questions you have to ask.
I'm sure we do.
It just doesn't feel romantic.
That's just.
How do we, if we still have, there's one statistic we know is 50% of our marriages are ending in divorce. Are we truly asking the right questions up front? Because if we're finding the one that's for us, how are half of us making a mistake? Is what I'm saying. I feel like that we just don't ask the right questions. We'll feel like some of us will deal. Some of us will say, oh, we got one or two of the 20 preferences that we need. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sex is one of those strong components of a relationship that people don't talk about enough.
I think that's maybe with that. I think going into heavy detail is something that's kind of avoided. Because it's one thing to say, because somebody at the time that you met could say, oh, I have a really high sex drive. But do we ask questions like, well, what happens to your sex drive when you're mad? What happens to your sex drive when you're happy? Things like that. Stuff like that we don't ask. I would never ask anybody, well, if you're mad, how's your sex life? I didn't think to ask it, but when you say it like that, it's like, okay, well, you need to understand the person's mood and how that affects their actions. Exactly. So to me, it's all coming back to communication. If you're talking about those deep embedded things throughout the relationship, then you're able to truly, in time, understand that person, and you learn to adapt. Because everybody, I might have a high sex drive at 30 when we met, but 35, 36, life has taken its course. So 4 times a week with me working, kids, whatever I got going on, may not be as sufficient as what it was when we were 30 and we had no kids and things like that. Right. So life changes situations. You have to adapt.
And what if they lie? What if they just sit up there and just flat out lie to you? You know, they tell you everything you want to hear.
Yeah. That's the guy.
Well, you man can speak on that. Y'all tell us how that works.
What when
the line and tell you everything you want to hear.
Well, I mean, okay, let's just be real. The reason why there is at all a relationship is because in most cases, we know that that's where we have to go if we want to move forward in any way. Whether it's to move forward with marriage, whether it's just to get ads for next Saturday, whatever the reason is, we know that that's the selling point in most cases. Because we are conditioned to believe, most women want it.
Most cases is it gonna be them hoes or is it gonna be me? Tell the truth. And most of us decide, fuck them hoes. Correct?
That's what it comes down to. One or many. If it comes down to what do you choose? You know?
All of them, or you gonna have just me? Right. Most of us, what do? We say, okay, we're gonna have just you. And that's where it all starts.
Because that's what we feel like we need to say to be able to advance for our own personal gain. That's what we say.
Yeah. But the fear, yeah, but the fear is once you say all that, she do that Mr. Burns excellent pose in her head. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now she going to bed. She not wearing the sexy clothes no more. She want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, or now he not the guy that bring you flowers on Sundays. Now he telling you to go outside and play in the grass. You know, it's a lot there, man.
I know somebody personally that says that they feel like those types of things are levels of disrespect, where you say you're gonna do these things and then you don't do it. That's almost a level like saying you disrespect because you know what's needed. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what's needed in a relationship, but then you basically are saying, I know that's what you need, but I'm not gonna do it. You know, especially if y'all discuss it.
Time to get their needs, but I'm saying, fuck you, bitch.
Right. Yes, that's disrespect. And that's on both sides. I'm saying guys do it to the women do it to the guys. But I'm saying that again comes back to what Ms. Angie was saying, like, we're not having the right conversations. We're not asking the right questions. Because in the moment, a lot of times people are just thinking about where can they go from here. A woman, she meets a nice guy, is nothing like the other idiot she's been dealing with. She's thinking about where can she go from here. Got me a nice girl, she might be the 9 compared to the 6s he's been dealing with all month. Now he's like, where can I go from here? How can I take this to the next level? Even if the next level is just getting the ass, we still always want to progress in that way. But when it comes to the relationship, it just seems like it's a bit different. People will drop the ball, and some people look at that as disrespect.
Now my next question, I'm trying to keep it on topic. If we got all these issues with one woman, why you want another one? Like, why bring them?
What other choices are there?
No, I'm just saying, like, how's that gonna work? If she mad at you about one thing, what if the second wife, get mad at your ass? Now you ain't getting no ass from 2 women. Now they like the Wonder Twins in the house.
That's like playing the Mega Million and Big Game. You gotta play both. You gotta get this gamble. You gotta see how it's gonna go. You gotta make somebody happy. You wanna win. If you're making your woman at home happy, you gotta make yourself happy. You can't piss both of them off.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. And sometimes a lot of money. So it's on point.
Yeah, because now I'm curious to know if a guy who spoils his woman has these issues.
Yeah.
Really? Really? Because I would think he shouldn't. Like,
he shouldn't.
Yeah,
you would think that. But you still have to remember. What's that? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
How spoiled it is. He might think he's spoiling her.
No, I mean, she says it. No, I'm saying she says it. You know, like women, a lot of women, you know, they talk so, you know, so lovingly about their man, and, you know, love his dirty draws, and he's so good to me. I wonder if those men have this issue. Like, do they still get denied?
Yeah, because you still gotta think about it. It's not even about his needs all the time. Like Miss Angie said, sometimes you're so upset that you're like, I need a minute to process and come back down to think about sex in that way with you. So that guy, she can still get upset with Mr. Dreamy and still have him wait from Friday night to Saturday night. That can very well happen.
Man, that's messed up.
See, and that's the way that we think. As men, we like, if I'm giving you all of this, why would you not? You know what I'm saying? But we're not thinking about the fact that they deal with shit way more mental than we. You know, way more. You know, so for them it's a little different. And like I said, I get that side. All I'm saying is I feel like we need to condition ourselves to compartmentalize it so that we can make sure we take care of home, so that we don't open up the door to other issues. That's why I said I understand that it's mental. It's a lot that deals with that. I'm just wishing and hoping for all of the guys out there in relationships that need to be taken care of at home.
Well, hopefully they listening. You know, hopefully they listening. It's a little educational.
How long are men holding out these days?
Holding out for what? Before they cheat?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be honest, cause I got a scale on that. I think it's how much you actually love the woman.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really love her, man, shoot, you may go a year. I mean, honestly, you may go a year. But if y'all let that breaking, you know, not breaking point, but if y'all let that, you know, she kind of been getting on my nerve, and you love her, but you're not in love with her, man, it could be, shoot, less than a month. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at it like this: if you still cared about them, then you care about their feelings, and you know if you do get caught, or you have a little guilt in you when you do go cheat. But once you ain't got that guilt in you, and you really ain't worried about their feelings, or you ain't trying to make sure she ate today, yeah, you gone. Like mentally, you gone. You gone. You already, you know what I'm saying, got prospects. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, so that's what I say. I say it depends on the level of love he still has for her. You know what I'm saying? Because like I always said, I don't think guys cheat for the same reason that women cheat. So that's why I think it's that kind of process. You know?
Why do you think women cheat?
Well, going off what women say, it's always like an emotional thing. It's rare that it's just, you know, physical. It's always you know, it was something else she was missing from her guy that this guy provided. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what it is. Almost like I said, for us, if we lacking sex at home, we're gonna go get sex first. If we're not lacking what's important to them, like communication or feeling wanted, feeling beautiful.
Yeah.
It's getting attention. If they're getting it from somewhere else, they're gonna end up doing something.
Yeah, like women will have full out conversations with guys for months before they cheat. A guy can send a "you up" text and she say, "Yeah, it's a wrap."
Yep.
For real. Yeah, like y'all build it up. You know, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying that's what I noticed. Y'all kind of build it up. You know, and you know what? To be honest, yeah, true. But to be Stezo petty, I think y'all do that to convince y'all not a bad person for cheating. For real.
Build a story around it.
Yeah. I think y'all do that to make it seem like, well, I'm not really the bad person. To, you know. Yeah, I went out there and got some dick, but, and it's always this story behind it, to where you damn near like, damn, you should have got some dick sooner. Like, they be rooting for y'all and shit.
Yes, I went out and cheated, but it made me feel wanted for the last 5 months. Yeah,
like, it's always like that, Jay. It's always some, you know, they eyes start getting all watery, and you just don't know how dead I felt inside. You're like, damn, he's a monster.
That is so true.
See?
It's gonna always lead back to it being your fault.
Yeah.
It took me 5 months to even think about this guy, to even want. No woman really wants to cheat on her man. No woman wants to, because you don't even. It's uncomfortable to have another man touching on you like that when you know you have a man. That's uncomfortable. If it takes me 5 months and then I cheat, it's definitely your fault.
Yeah, well,
All that shit.
y'all sure do dress comfortable, boy. Y'all leave the house. Shoot, y'all don't look uncomfortable in that new outfit y'all bought.
Man, the thing is right though. Y'all, it's our fault, but y'all let it get to that point, and it goes back to the communication we talked about. It's not like you told them, you didn't keep telling them, hey man, I don't want it. You still fucking up. You're still fucking up. We don't get that. It just all of a sudden, Deontay's and DMs. It's a wrap.
You get them warnings.
Yeah, you get the warning. It's also say you.
Real warnings. Are you getting explicit warnings, or are you getting, I thought you'd figure it out warnings?
Listen, if you dumb enough to not see them, because they come in all shapes and forms. Verbally, you can non-verbal. It's gonna be music coming on. She's gonna turn that one up. It's gonna be a certain episode. Oh, we gonna sit down and watch this. Yeah, it's telling you everything that's going on in your relationship. You better watch it.
Or she start going to the gym, but she gaining weight. Yeah.
All of those things. All say they're not explicit. That's you hinting at there's something going on. Instead of saying
Food ain't tasting right. The Porsches ain't that big. She telling us, "No, boy.
It's a chicken to somebody earlier."
Chicken, you got a sandwich in the refrigerator, son."
She's like, go get that Lunchable. Oh man.
Yeah, but it's never the woman's fault though. Y'all got it made.
I don't think so.
You know?
No, we carry too much to have it made.
Y'all still have it made. The whole reason behind a relationship is basically based around the woman. Everything. From the beginning, you decide the terms, you decide the conditions, you decide the venue, all of it. It's all you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I hope women make you guys feel inclusive, though. I didn't decide.
Inclusive means you're invited to the meeting. You're able to sit down. You are a spectator to the event instead of being a part of the event. Yeah, that's what inclusive is.
But isn't that just because men are not really big planners, though?
It's just like it's a life-changing event for you. That's very life-changing for us. So why would we not want to have some input? Maybe not which flowers we want, but this should get some input from us. But I think a lot of times women will have this vision of how they wanted it since they were a little girl, and they're thinking about what you want out of the situation. They just want you to stand up there and say those 2 words, and that's it.
I heard a comedian say one time when it came to a man planning his marriage, he was like, no one wants to plan their funeral. I thought that was funny.
It is a part of you that dies, so there is some truth to that.
Yeah, he was like, no man wants to plan his funeral. That's psychotic to make that man plan his own death.
That's pretty much what it is.
But I think that communication thing is a little easy to say, but I don't care what nobody say. That's gonna be hard as hell to make the comment, to make the norm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just don't think 3 months in, 6 months in, I just don't think communication is gonna be that easy to establish, even if y'all are happy with each other. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not. 3 months in, 4 months in. No,
Yeah. Even,
work on both sides.
even if y'all get to the point of getting engaged and saying, okay, let's go back to the table and let's talk again, it's still going to be hard to communicate the way you really want to, because you want to make sure you don't piss that person off or hurt their feelings.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Eggshells, yeah.
Yeah. Like, now you want to tell her that she's bad at doing something, or now you want to tell him that he's weak in the bed, or he can be better. I mean, that's, I love you, but I'm not satisfied in this area of our relationship. You know what I'm saying?
I think another thing that we have heard, I don't know if this to be a majority or not, but after you've been in a relationship so long, once you do convey your issues in a relationship, sometimes they lose credit because they feel like you've dealt with it so long. Why is it a problem now?
Yeah.
And it could just be, maybe you just didn't have the bravery or the courage to say something early on, but now you feel like enough is enough. You want to say something. It sometimes gets shut down with it being, hey, you've been bound with it all these 5 years. Why is this a problem now?
Right.
So as opposed to them saying, all right, you know what? Well, if this is an issue, you never said it before, I will, take heed to it and I'll make some changes. So that plays a big part too, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I say, communicating sound good, but that shit ain't easy.
It's not. The reason why married people go to therapy and counseling, because a lot of times you think you're talking, but sometimes you are, but they're not listening, and vice versa. But that's the issue up front. Just like that couple from the snippet you played. He was like, you wanted this, you pushed this on me, you pressured me to get here. And then you get here and I say, all right, well, you want this is what I need. She's falling off of her, her duties. And then you look in the comments, everybody's like, well, she had kids, and she worked. And it's like, really?
Well, I've learned that kids will be a woman's big spade for the rest of their life. That child, for real. That child could be 34. That child could be 34 years old, and they would still play the kid card.
Lies.
No, it ain't. It ain't no lie. For real, kids will always be that big joker. So you just got to deal with it. Yeah, it is.
That's their go-to. That's their crutch. That's their excuse. That's their everything. I would go to that in a heartbeat.
I don't understand that. Like, why is it? Your kids should be coming to your door no way. You know what I'm saying? If they do, they should be knocking. So, like, at the end of the day, if the door closed, Daddy might be in here doing his thing. And if you dumb enough to open the door to see me mid-stroke, guess what? You shouldn't have walked on that. You shouldn't have came in my room. You know what I'm saying? That one I don't get. I don't get it.
Yeah, because it's common, man. It's common.
Guess what?
Just have sex with the door open. For real. Yeah, go on, let them see mama. I bet you they knock for now on.
That's a whole other situation.
For real. Little badass kids. They know what they doing. They know what they doing. And I gotta give dude credit for that little snippet on his on that show, because that was brave of him to bring up as a topic. Because I don't think they discussed that beforehand. Her reaction and her eyes, the way they was bulging out. Yeah.
She was taking off guard for sure.
Yeah, that was brave.
He put her out there, that's all.
That was brave.
Oh yeah.
It's almost insulting for a man to say a woman pressured him into something. And I don't get the whole concept of monogamy. Why is it that it's so easy for a man to pretend, I guess, at this point, I'm believing, to be monogamous in a relationship, but once the concept of marriage comes up, now the pressure of the monogamy is now setting. That doesn't make sense to me.
Because being a boyfriend does not require monogamy. It's expected, but it's not required. When you get married, you're saying this is required.
But men do practice monogamy in their relationships.
They practice.
Okay, you practice it with other people too? Okay, so it's not required.
Right. When once you're married, I act like exactly like Lee Bizzle said. Like, Miss Anthony, you my girlfriend. I'm not required to just be with you. It's expected and it's respected. It's not required.
But it's still a personal choice, right? To choose monogamy. So even in the marriage, if I say, but you're still choosing it in the marriage as well.
No, in the marriage, is marriage. It's a requirement in marriage. You chose to do it. Yeah, it's a requirement in the marriage. You're required to do this. If not, there are consequences to it. The only consequence of doing it while I'm your boyfriend is we break up. The marriage is a complete different situation. Not only are we separate, you get to have half of my stuff. There's consequences to it. That's why they say it's a requirement. It's just different. It's a
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And then that's the problem. We're saying, I'm signing up saying I'm going to take on this requirement, but that means you're taking on requirements of mine too. And one of mine is to make sure I am satisfied sexually. 3 nights a week. No, 3 nights a week.
3 nights a week.
4 if you're feeling free. That's how it goes. I'll let you skip a day. But then my thing is, you have to make sure that you fulfill my requirements. I don't see the difficulty. Yeah, I don't see the difficulty in that.
It shouldn't be difficult. Life kicks in.
See, I keep hearing that.
Life kicks in.
But why is that the thing that gets pushed aside? You still do everything else that still requires some type of physical strength. You still do other things that require some type of mental strength. Yet sex is the thing you decide to ditch.
No, I don't think it's a choice or decision, but like some things we might do even in our responsibility we don't even want to do. But let us apply that to sex, right? I'm doing it, but I don't want to do it. Men get more irritated at the fact that you half-assed it. So you land, you want to get in here, but you half-assed getting here. Or you want to do this, but you half-assed too low. You're doing this, so that, to me, it seems like you guys are more irritated by the fact that I'm half-assed. But if I'm still trying, I get credit for that.
Miss Angie,
Are you really trying to get passing it?
No, I'm really trying though. I'm tired of whatever the case.
Miss Angie.
I'm trying at the same time. I'm trying to get into it.
Miss Angie,
I'm
Miss
gonna do it because this is what my husband, my man wants me to do. I'm gonna do it. I don't want to, but I'm gonna do it.
Okay, but
I've said this to my wife before. You have to treat everything like you do a first interview. You smiling, you cheesing, you perky, you sitting on the edge of the seat. All that same shit are the requirements and that same gumption you had and everything that you have to have when it comes to the requirements of the relationship. Okay?
Yeah.
All of that. Showing up 15 minutes early, dressing the part. That's all. And I only use that analogy because my wife is a human resource. But it all applies.
Yeah, and then Miss Angie, you talking about half-assing on head, like if he know your head game, and then here you come with this 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on now, you gonna be pissed off. Like, come on now, you ain't even using 2 hands. Nah, that's
trying. She's trying.
But that's not trying.
You're doing it.
Right.
You're just doing it. It's a difference.
She don't get an A for effort?
No. Why would she get an A for effort?
You get an A for effort because you're doing? No, you don't get credit for that. You're just doing it. You're half-ass doing that. What credit would you like? A C?
Hey, I don't want to do some classes with some bad C's now. I ain't gonna put on no C.
Facts.
It's like you ask your man for a foot massage and he used 2 fingers.
Right. You get credit for that? No.
Right.
I'm gonna use that. Hey, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna let y'all know how that would work out.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Watch me. But listen, you gotta put some effort into it. You have to act like it matters to you.
So I guess the moral to the story is men and women both share a lot of the blame when there's no sex going on in the house.
For sure.
I agree.
It's just.
Well, what I mean, but yes.
Oh my God. I had to act the extra.
I gotta put that out.
And you know what, ladies? I'm gonna say this because we got a little time left. I'm gonna say this. That's one of the reasons why men don't really believe women have strong sex drives, because y'all can y'all can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like a man be sitting there like, yeah, we mad, but we still fucking, right? And y'all be like, no, we're not fucking. And they like, yeah, see, you don't like it like I do. You can't, because why are you denying yourself?
Yep. And another thing, that's the reason why a lot of single men don't want to be married, because they hear the stories of the married man not being satisfied. Like, well, I don't want to go down that path. That's the truth.
Yeah.
I'd rather stay single where I know I'm satisfied.
Amen.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
Be sick. Whew. And that's, I mean, for real, ladies, that's a serious thing. I'm talking to all women on this one. Men really do be thinking like, man, because what's the old saying, fellas? If you want to stop having sex, get married.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we hear that a lot.
Yep. You know why? Because think about it. Because girlfriends are like that first interview. Because they want to get the job. So they're going to make sure they do all that stuff. But once they get the job, they
I stopped doing that.
You stop slacking or you stop doing the job?
I'll be half-assing it from the start to the end.
I was sure about time, but I'm not going to wear my best dress.
Right. They be like, once a month you get something spectacular, it's like you're going to be expecting that all the time. You know?
Right.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
I'm saying, when you want to coast, but you gotta also adjust your expectations. Have some super mediocre ass expectations, because you're just coasting. You're probably gonna find somebody that's gonna coast right with you too.
Yeah, I look at it just like giving gifts. If you give her too many good gifts early on, you gotta start topping that shit every other year. So just start small.
So you buying helicopters and shit. Yeah, you better start small.
Start small and make sure whatever she bought you equals out to the same price. I'm sorry, I'm petty like that.
Well, that's like a level 7 petty. That's a lot.
Come on.
Values of the gifts.
Come on, dude. If you go out there and get your girl a $500 gift for her birthday, and then 7 months later your birthday come up and she come in there with a starter pullover, you know what I'm saying? That's like.
Is that what I want?
Is that how I go?
Is that what I want? I mean, it's the same amount. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that's how it's supposed to go.
What, the man?
It depends. I'm not like that.
It can't be that lopsided. You're gonna be like, damn, hold on. You know, I did this for you, this for you, this for you. I mean, think about women.
You might make the more money. What you mean?
Yeah, see? Change like that. That's why you just set the expectation.
You gonna make her go broke because you make twice as much as she do. But you want her to buy the same level of gifts as you.
No. We saying we see. I didn't give him no amount. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give him no income. I'm just saying. Let's just say they both make.
But I'm saying, if you set the bar that like that, where it's always at an equal value, if there's a situation where somebody does make double, is it fair to have them pay as much as you would pay?
No.
It's a different percentage.
No, I'm saying make sure early on that it's equal, because you're gonna set the bar at that level. Then you're gonna be sitting there getting upset later on, like, man, everything you buy me only like, you know, from Family Dollar. What's up with that? You know what I'm saying? You got money. You got money. You know, like women always say it's the effort. Women always say that, the effort.
Facts.
So you know, you gotta match the effort.
Yeah, but the effort is making sure you know what I like and getting what I like, not necessarily the same equal value. You know what I'm saying? I can go buy a Louis Vuitton bag and she don't have to give me nothing of that value. But I might want a signed, Bears jersey. It might not cost as much, but I don't love that just as much as she might love a bag.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's effort because she know how much I love the Bears. So it's like, okay, there's the effort there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't look at the value. It's more about just making sure the effort's there and you put some thought into the shit.
Okay, well we hit the time mark. Gonna shut this one down. I told y'all this was gonna be a good one. And like always, thank y'all for tuning in. Keep supporting. We notice it too because the downloads are going up. And we're out.